Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 90. So far in this one, we're looking at how to draw the Marvel way. And with this, I was just kind of reading through this book because I'm basically trying to go through every single one of my books that have something to do with like figure drawing. And a lot of this stuff has to do with like the basics of it, like armature and, little things like that. So since I've basically gone over that a ton in another book, I just want to like run through all my other books to kind of mention this so we can get like all the different methods and basics out of the way before we start going to like volume and perspective and everything. Well, kind of person perspective, it's a whole thing that, but either way, basically with this book, we're going to be looking at quite a few things from it. When I actually start working with it, it's probably not going to seem like that much, but so far just the pages I have to put up, I'm going to be showing a lot. Like basically I'm going to be showing pages 19 through 39 of this book. So again, that's like 20 pages, so I'll go ahead and like put those up real quick. Alright, so yeah, basically that was a bunch of pages and everything, and the main thing of it was this. Basically the first one goes on about like just the basic shapes. So like, everything's made up of basic shapes such as like the circle, the circle, the square, and the cylinder. And with that, it does basically go into just showing like a few examples of that. Then the next part goes into just breaking things down and just kind of showing you like how things can be made up of multiple different shapes and everything like that as well. Really, I'm just going to work with the basic shapes. So just practice drawing like square, cylinder, circle, things like that and all. We're not really going to try to be breaking down objects and everything stuff yet. It's just the thing I want to just show because it's in the book and, just show anyone else looking at this like the page and stuff as well. So just that. The other thing it talks about is shading. So it can be a good way to show like depth in 3D. Except really with that, it doesn't show that much. It just kind of says you can use shading to give depth, but it doesn't really talk about if you know anything about shading, how to really do it right. So again, I'm just going to be winging that like crazy. And the next part is with perspective and everything like that as well, where with perspective, it basically goes into three different kinds of perspective: of single point perspective, 2-point perspective, and 3-point perspective. With that, the 3-point perspective I kind of have trouble with because that one I don't fully understand the way the book describes it. But when it comes down to the single point and the double point perspective, that I can get down at least like a little bit and everything too. And this kind of helped me a little bit with like just being able to draw some different shapes and everything and stuff as well. So there's all that. But yeah, basically again, really the whole thing with this video is just kind of drawing some shapes, practice a little bit like shading to give it like depth, and then just trying to like single and double point perspective where we can kind of just combine like a few of the things. So yeah, I'll just go over to Krita and just give it a shot. We can just see what's up and everything. So I'll go ahead and go over there. Okay, so far we're here. And so far again, we just start like basic and everything and stuff as well too. So like let's just say we draw like a basic like cube or something like that as well. Yeah, my lines aren't the best. I really should probably like use a line tool, but I just want to like work on just trying to get the junk down myself and everything as well. I'm probably just being like really stubborn, but I just want to be able to like do it by hand, because you never know when a ruler will always be around. Again, so we do like a basic square, basic circle. My circle still isn't the best, kind of more like an oval, but still. And then a cylinder. Kind of curve it as much as I can. Let me erase some of this. So we're kind of just all straightforward and everything, stuff too, and all just trying some stuff. But so far with this and everything too, if we try drawing a cube from like a different perspective, like let's say this. So far with this, we can probably like practice a little bit of just like the single point perspective as well. So I just kind of draw a line and everything and stuff here as well. And it kind of works a bit with a cylinder and stuff too. A circle, that's not really as much. That'll come down to like lighting and shading there, but still. Basically with the single point perspective and everything. So like, let's say this, we draw like a square down here. Like basically the whole thing stuff too is that like this line and everything stuff right here. Like let me just circle it because of the thing. This line and stuff right here is basically called the horizontal line, or like the eye view. So basically right now, this is if like somebody's like looking above the square and everything. And this one's going to be like somebody's looking above the cylinder. So with this, I will just go ahead and... But this, I'm also going to do the same thing with the cylinder and stuff as well. I'm drawing it more like a cube. Wait a minute. We'll just kind of leave like this right now. I'll fix it in a second. But basically, again, like the single point perspective, like right now, it would just be like this square will basically stretch. So each line would basically go to this single point. So we'll do this like this line starts going towards this point. This line starts going towards the same exact point. And basically with this, it kind of looks like the square is kind of like stretching like into a distance. Let me fix this right here. Like the square looks like it's like stretching in a distance and stuff like that too and all. Like it's going way further back and everything. So far, that's the whole thing with single point. Basically, like the lines will stretch back to a single point. So far with this would kind of get weird with this. But basically, the whole thing is this. Like so far with the square and everything we did here, the lines go in kind of like a railroad track where it looks like everything's like converging into itself. So far, basically with this, if we kind of just draw as if like this horizontal line up here, like we're just looking above it, we just use it as perspective, and we're not really like going towards a single point. It will look kind of like this. Basically, so we just put like a circle and everything here. A sloppy one in that, but still kind of a circle. And then from there, just it's like this. So it's not really stretching to a single point, because doing that with a cylinder would be kind of like weird looking, but basically it will kind of look sort of like the cube and stuff here. But basically with this and everything and stuff too, this horizontal line, we're just looking eye view wise above this. So that's why it looks like we're looking above the cylinder. Same thing with this too, it's above it. So like we're looking above. If we basically do the same thing again, but just below it. So hitting stuff with this too and all. And we put the square above it this time. I really drew this like kind of too close, but yeah, whatever. Everything stuff like that too and all. If we basically do another point and stuff here and have it go towards it, which I'm kind of doing like a bit sloppily. Again, probably should use the line tool, but again, like basically we're looking like as if like we're looking below the square and everything and stuff as well too. Really, if I put like shading or something in this, like if I do like this and everything stuff as well, just looking at the bottom of it and everything too, be something kind of like that. Same thing over here, put shading stuff on this side. Say the light's coming from above. The base something like that too and everything. Same thing with this. If we just say like the shading is coming from kind of another point of it and stuff too. Just still something like that. But basically, again, with the horizontal line and everything here, it's like, again, we're looking under it because it's below the shape. So we're seeing the bottom of the square. And the eye level is above it, so we're like looking at the top of it. Here, basically kind of a similar thing and stuff with that too and all. So if we just do same thing stuff too, we draw it around here. Again, I still kind of did a bit messed up here, but say something like this. Here we draw the circle stuff at the bottom. And top part up there. Make it like we're looking at the very bottom part of the cylinder and stuff as well. So basically that's the whole thing with the horizontal line and viewpoint and everything too. Just it being above or below. Just this is basically just where the person's looking. And then from there just put the shape there. And you can just kind of like get kind of an idea of how to draw it. Because basically, again, like if we're looking at it, let me just make sure I circle it. Because if we're looking at this straight on, it'll be around here. So if I just do this. So this, if we're looking at it like straight on with the horizontal line and everything and stuff as well, it will look directly like this, directly to the front. Then we move the line up a bit. We see above the shape. Move it below the shape, and we see the bottom of the shape. Same thing here. We move the shape below it. Then we can see the top of it. Above, we can see the bottom of it. Basically, just the whole thing in that too. Just like messing around with the perspective of that and everything too. When it comes to the circle and stuff here, which is like the sphere, that one it would probably get tougher because really I just have to play around more with like lighting and shadow with that one. Because really it would probably just look the exact same no matter where I moved it. I just have to mess around with the lighting and shadow like I just said, but that's mostly really it and everything too. So far, see, like so far with this, yeah, 'cause that was all like single point and stuff too over here with this single point. So far we do the same line and stuff again, but we use like the double point. So let's say we have like a point here and a point here. So basically we draw like a square. Let's say we draw a square like at an angle or something too and all. Basically, again, the points be going towards the dots and stuff here and all that. You know, with that and everything, we just like draw still basic stuff too and all just. And from here, we can, well, it depends on how big we want to make this. So we're going to have it be straight up like really sharp if we want. And everything and stuff like that too. Like we're looking directly above it and everything and stuff as well. Or again, if we want just like looking really high above it if we want. So we just erase that. And we just draw it up more. Yeah, because basically the same thing as single point where each point would just go directly towards these points on the side. So basically, again, if we try it from like another perspective and everything too, like if let me move down a bit. Basically another double point perspective and everything too. I'm making my lines like stupidly sloppy here. So we make it like up here or something like that and all. Basically the same thing, just have our points kind of go towards And then just kind of depending on how far we want the angle and stuff to kind of be as well. For never looking like dead at the bottom. Really, the horizontal line I probably should move down a bit more, but I was just kind of drawing things really big. Again, as you can see, like just with the horizontal line, again, we can just like move it around, just kind of see the different perspective of it. But basically, double point, like with single point, you basically have the edges going towards that one point. Double point, you have the edges going towards like 2 points and everything too. So basically kind of has it more stretched out rather than it shrinking like it's going to the distance. That's basically the whole thing and stuff with that too. Really, to be honest with you, that was really mostly it that I got from like this whole part of the book. Like again, I just like the shading again, like it really didn't go into depth too much with that. I can just mess around with that so I can just like give it kind of a look of depth. Like say something like this too and all, then just the side I can just like very lightly shade it. Just something like that, just to give it like some kind of like illusion of depth and everything. But yeah, like really the book didn't tell you too much about like shading and stuff too much, just kind of mentioned it. But yeah, the whole thing stuff too, like I said with this book, is mostly this. This book really doesn't hold your hand a ton. Basically, all this book does kind of just, it brings up topics, and then from there you kind of have to go, okay, I'll practice this, I guess. And that's mostly it. So that's really the main thing to get from this. Because with the shapes, it kind of just said everything's made up of these shapes. And from there you have to go, okay, I guess I'll practice these shapes. Breaking down objects, same thing. Just got to go, okay, I guess I'll try that. Lighting and shading, you got to figure that out or go to another book. Perspective, again, that part actually was told pretty well. It doesn't, again, tell you to do anything where it's like you should practice this or you should try this. It's just something where you have to go, I guess I'll just try this, just see what can happen. But yeah, that's mostly it. Again, it goes pretty well into single point, double point. The 3-point one, I kind of need to do more research on that because the book, I kind of didn't understand what the book was talking about a bit, but that's just really on me, I think. So that's mostly it with this. It's just kind of like quickly just drawing some shapes, just messing around with like perspective and everything like that. And that's mostly it. The next part and everything of the book basically goes into figure drawing. So basically again, more armature and then eventually gesture drawing and everything. So just little things like that and everything too. Just like mess around with that and kind of just see how things go and everything. Because that was really the main part I wanted to look at in this book. But I just said, why not? Let's look at the beginning, work our way towards it. So we can at least say we looked at the whole book and make sure there's nothing in the book where it's like it refers to something from an earlier chapter that we skipped. So we just make sure we just looked at everything real quick. And the next one should be figure drawing, which basically should act like a review. If you've seen like my Jeff Millam book review or Jeff Millam book playlist and everything and stuff. So this basically should act like a review for that. But yeah, that's basically it and everything too. Just again, I probably quickly explain this and everything too. Just and probably not the best in the world, but again, just how I kind of got it down with single point, double point, just like mess around with the horizontal line to show like perspective and everything as well, because that kind of helps it like rotate the shape more in my head so I can be able to like draw it out. So that's really the main thing stuff with me too and all. Even that too, I really didn't do anything with like the shading and stuff like that too of like the sphere or anything and stuff too. I could just like mess around with that and stuff a bit too, just dark around the edge and everything and stuff too and all that, and then just kind of go lighter and stuff too going in. Make sure the edge is like way darker. Mostly it and everything too. I kind of messed it up a little bit. A little bit lighter stuff like that too and all. Just some kind of like this. Again, like I said, mostly with it doesn't go in a ton of depth with the shading. I kind of just like wing it a bit. So that's on me right there. But yeah, mostly again, just I wanted to show those pages off and just kind of show all that before we get to the main thing I wanted to look at was the figure drawing. So again, just hopefully this was helpful. I probably explained it badly, but again, mostly it's just for me to get through it real quick. So yeah, but yeah, just really that's it. So for myself and everybody else, see you in the next one.